We are back with some more Age of Mythology Retold point of view gameplay. Today we are watching TheMista versus Magic. So this is the upper bracket finals of the EGC Genesis tournament. It's a best of 5. What I'm probably going to do is watch this one from Mista's perspective, then one from Magic's. We are watching Poseidon versus Zeus. I mean, these are both gods that I really like to play. I'm a bit of a Greek main, Greek and Isis main, so I really like watching the Greek matchup. We're on Blue Lagoon, decent amount of hunt, and Magic's or Mista's scout even will be able to find a lot of things going on here, as he is one of the best scouters in the game, as playing as Greek, where you have this really fast scout with lots of line of sight. Going to be looking for some decent gold mines. We've got a relic here, which increases villager hit points. This is an S tier huge relic. Basically just shuts down any raiding that your opponent wants to do. Now, if this was going back to Legacy, then something that would be more of a Zeus mirror, but I think it's more relevant now in Retold, is both players going through Hermes, doing some kind of Centaur Hippocon strat or mass Centaur into town centers. And this is something that I think we might see. I haven't seen much Poseidon versus Zeus matchups, but this is something that I might see, or I think we might see. Improves hero speed is the next one. Not the most relevant. I mean, it will be good against centaurs. So if there is a mass centaur strat, then getting your heroes being faster, your Theseus being faster, your Atalanta being even faster, being one of the fastest heroes in the game anyway. We're really good to run those down. But if we are seeing this centaur strategy, then Mista's centaurs will just be faster, but Magic centaurs will be cost less population, and he'll just inherently get more favor. So they're basically cheaper for him, just the Zeus bonus. So we're seeing, look, it's a pretty closed off Blue Lagoon. This is a really good gold mine to kind of wall in. It's a little bit close. You could get archers firing across, but it is something to keep an eye on. Then you've got some open gold mines here. Another relic. We found Pegasus that comes back. Both players can go through Hermes and get their respawnable Pegasus anyway. So this one's not the biggest. And we do see Mista deciding to go through Hermes, as we were talking about. Even if he doesn't go through centaurs, Hermes is just a better choice for Poseidon most of the time. You can go through and get the fast Cyclops, but the Cyclops with the bonus speed being Poseidon, then Walls being 20% more hit points, not a bad relic. I think this one down here, the villager hit points, has been the best one so far, which I think Mista will be going for. So what he's gone for here is the 15 out of 15 population. It means you don't have to build a house. You just build a house after you've clicked up to the next stage, and then you get your Theseus out, and it's just ready to go as soon as that house drops down. It's a really good build to do, especially in the Greek mirror, because you kind of want to put on early pressure if you can. But really good scouting so far. He's seen everything that he wants to see. He's seen his opponent's... Well, he hasn't found his opponent's second town center yet. That's the only thing that he's yet to scout, but it's probably going to be here. Just, you can kind of tell by where the stones are. If there's stones on a sandy map, it's probably going to be a random settlement. But this one's completely out of the way. This isn't a matchup. I mean, I wouldn't expect to see a second town center. Bolt on the Theseus, because he wanted to grab that winged hero, Hermes winged sandals relic, and obviously Magic really wants that relic, so he's decided to bolt the Theseus. Interesting, because what you really want to bolt is you want to bolt the Atalanta, because it costs 75 food, 175 gold, 2 favor. It's an expensive unit. It isn't so good as bolting it as it would be in Legacy, because these do train at the same time as villagers. But still, you get the value of taking off this huge unit. It's very, very tanky, very, very fast. And we see Mista going forward with his centaur. You've really got to keep out the way of the Jason. Jason has times 12 bonus against myth units, which is just absolutely ridiculous. But it's something that the Greeks really do need, because they have hardly any heroes. So what do we see? We see early pickaxe coming through. We see a stable just in case, but nothing being built. Only one on the favor, so not going through mass centaurs. We do see that Atalanta has found the Minotaur, so that'll be one dead Minotaur if he can get probably 2 more whacks on that guy, and that one will be down. Really nice find. Catastrophe is going to be falling here, but he has spotted Magic's second town center with his centaur. Heracles, did he grab that one? Yeah, so Heracles can actually chase down the centaur a little bit easier, but he does have Poseidon centaur, so shouldn't be worrying about that. But look how fast this guy walks, just walks and runs so quick. And then the age 2 hero is going to be the age 1 hero every day of the week. So now we've seen the opposing player get a town center. So what can we do? We can, because it's kind of an open map, you want to be pushing off this hunt maybe. So that's why we see the Hippocon coming out. You can go for some kind of timing where you go up to the next stage, get some kind of bronze push, or even just a curse kind of timing. But also he just wants to be putting on pressure where Magic won't have spent much on military because he needed to spend 700 resources over here. So that means that Magic will be susceptible for the Centaur raids and the Theseus raids. But he's also got to worry about being at home with these fast heroes potentially coming for him as well. But actually the fast heroes are just trying to defend. So Mr. is kind of in the driving seat for this one. He needs to dictate what is happening now because Magic can just sit back on his 2 town centers and slowly gain that advantage of villages. But actually what Mr's decided to do is gone, actually, I want to get a second town center myself. And he'll be a little bit behind, but he's actually picked off a couple of villages anyway. So being slightly far behind on that one doesn't really matter because he'll basically be even. We can actually see this from 24 to 23. By the time this one comes up, maybe Magic will be 1 villager ahead. So even though it is up later, it isn't so much of a big deal. We did see the early lore coming down. Lots of hunt down here, actually. Some berries, some rhinos. This town center, unfortunately, doesn't really give too much, but then neither did this one, and he'd have to walk quite far for that one. So it's going to be the good choice. He does have this Pegasus, so he's just saved the favor and the gold. I think this one costs. Rather than just doing that, he got the relic. And maybe later on he can decide to get 2 Pegasus out if he wants to get that as well. The respawnable Pegasus. Just having a look around. What are we getting? So we are still on the 1 stable, and both players have just decided to take this one slightly slower. So as we can see, they are actually just even. So it was actually fine to get this up slightly later, even though it was a minute later, but because of the early raids, as we said, absolutely fine. Centaur getting quite a lot of value, to be honest. He's pretty low HP, but he's done his work getting his bits in. So we are seeing. Oh, I thought that was a villager down, but it's just all the arrows. So moving down to this hunt pack, what Mr. wants to do is make sure that Magic can't leave his base, and he wants to make sure that if he's the one hunting, that his opponent isn't hunting. And there's just a few slaps going down, but these heroes are just so strong; they take so many hits. But what Magic could be doing is he could be getting some units out himself, which he is. He is getting military. He has a military academy down, which will be good against the Hippias because they have bonus damage against the Hippias. The only thing is they're not as mobile. So the thing that the Mr. does have is he has the speed to go around and raid certain areas. Wouldn't surprise me if he put his Pegasus over on this bit, or maybe over to just seeing if he's getting the hunt this side. Looks like Magic just have a market up, so it means he can go up to the next stage whenever he feels like. Or maybe he was feeling that he was pushed off of the gold mine there, so he can just sell the food, sell the gold, or sell the wood to get gold. A little bit of a misclick there. I thought he was actually trying to take down those zebras, but no, he just accidentally misclicked on that. Heracles in position here. Unfortunately, the Centaur special was already used, but it does get a little snipe off onto the hoplites. Really, really nice micro. By Mr. here. And now he will decide to kill one of those off. Getting out hand axe, so he's got pickaxe early, and that's just something that if you want to play some kind of eco game, you want to make sure to get those out as soon as possible. Nice pullback on there. Forces out the restoration. Restoration comes in, you just run. You don't want to fight that because they're basically invincible units with this many Hippocon, and they are counter units to yours as well, so you really don't want to be in there. But some really nice Centaur micro here, making sure to not get hit by the Jason there. Doesn't even want to get slapped by the hoplites, just impeccable micro as you would expect from these top level players. Theseus might go down to those hoplites, but actually no. There was a couple of hits on that Centaur though, so he was paying attention to something else. But manages to keep the Centaurs alive, which is what you want to do. And yeah, as soon as that Jason gets onto you, it does not take many hits. 250 health against 12 times bonus damage. Going to go down every time. Elephant's about to finish down here. Does he move down here? I think that might be a little bit too much. Surprised he didn't get the Pygmalion statue. It's a relic that I really rate. But maybe he just doesn't want to go down, wants the pressure of having his heroes in the army. But actually, one of his heroes did go down, so potentially he could go and get that. Yep, Greek heroes can shoot up, so that will be the Pegasus getting low HP. And one thing he does have to worry about is where the second gold mines will be. So he wants to put pressure on Magic's second gold mine. So will it be this one where he can just wall it off here? Will it be this one that's a bit out in the open? It could be this one. That's probably all the three that you would expect. I also like how TheMista hasn't got the medium cavalry upgrade. He's saying that he doesn't want to go fully into these because he knows that his opponent is getting hoplites. What's the counter to hoplites? Getting some archers out because they have the bonus damage against hoplites, and that is what you want to do. Rather than spend loads of resources putting it into the hippias that are just going to get countered, you want to build the counter units what your opponent's got currently. And Zeus wants to build he wants to build hoplites as well. And then this is what we said earlier, the hippias can just run away from these whenever there is one. Gets a nice 8-pig curse there, takes down loads and loads of hoplites, and he'll be able to send those home with a decent amount of food in each. Now, this is the time he wants to be checking out those gold mines. He was pushed off the gold mines earlier, was Magic, so this one probably has a little bit left in it. Yeah, it's got 400 left, so he's probably got a couple of minutes left on that. If we see the market trading, we can see that I believe this is different to what it starts with. So Magic has been trading some resources to get the gold in. Mister's gold mine here, really, really easy to defend. He can just whack a couple of walls up and be nice and easy. Even pushing up all the way up here to the granary. Getting some little picks off of the villagers doing wood there. Just more for the gold mine. Izzy here, just stopping these cheeky walls coming up. And this villager should go down really quickly. Needs to worry about this centaur, though. He will 4 HP. I think that was 2 shanks left. I'm pretty sure that did 3 damage, so he was fine. Nemean lions out. Only one villager on favor, so not deciding to go into more mass myth units. Probably because he's worried about the speed of these Heracles and things. Just prioritizing getting normal units out instead. Does he have ballistics out already? Doesn't have ballistics. Doesn't have an armory up actually. So not worrying about that, just wanting to get mass units up. And now he's getting the survival equipment, which is essentially this relic down here, just not as good, but still doing the same job to get them tankier. Also getting the Hippaspits out because he saw the Hippocon from Magic. But here comes the bronze, here comes Dionysus, which means that, I mean, something that TheMista does have a counter to that with is he does have his ceasefire. So I think bronze lasts for something like 50 seconds and ceasefire lasts for 30, so he can counter quite a lot of that anyway. So he doesn't really have to worry about it. But this is where TheMista's going to want to start putting pressure on this gold mine here, because we saw it had about 500 left maybe a minute ago. So that gold mine is definitely done or going to be done soon, which is why Mista wanted to put pressure on here earlier to stop these walls getting up. But now the walls are up, he's got his whole army over here. Also a fortress to get some siege to sit behind here to also siege this town center, because this is what's defending the gold mine really, or at least stopping TheMista from coming around the back. Big army here from Magic, so he has got to watch out for that, and he probably will use bronze to defend, even just to force the ceasefire. At least he gets some time to get that gold mine. Also got so many villagers here, so that if he does need to use the bronze to force the ceasefire, then he's going to have to worry with that. So we've got the bronze coming through. As we said, this is a really nice choke point, actually, for Mista. So he might just carry on attacking here. Actually, no, he is just going to pull back. He doesn't even want to use his ceasefire here, which is really, really interesting. He's just deciding, no, he wants that ceasefire for later. No, he's waiting till there's 30 seconds left on it. So that is the end of that. Also, a really nice way to go, just to counter the back end of it. The same as how you would do that with a Fimbulwinter. If the Fimbulwinter's 40 seconds, you wait for 10 seconds of it, then use it for the last 30 seconds there. And the bronze is so impactful. You see it had about 75% of both armors for that Hydra. Just makes the Hydra impossible to take down, especially if he's not got his Hippolyta out yet, which he's getting out now. Oh no, he's just spent the wood. He spent the wood instead. Wouldn't be a bad idea to start securing these ones, which is exactly what he's doing with this 4th town center. This is more to secure the map. It isn't so much for the population or for getting more villagers out, because he's almost maxed villagers anyway. It's just this will be a great way to secure the map. He can also get a wall up here. Now the ceasefire's over, he can start to attack this more. And he's definitely in the driving seat for this one, even sending out some little raids with these Hippias that were from earlier. He's got these Hippias still unupgraded because he knows that the counter units were there, but they are still good against villagers. They can just do a little raid there. But what Magic's seen is there's some raiders coming in, so Mr. wants to be here. He doesn't have his whole army here, but he did get some militias for that fortress going down. But this is the power of having all your army in one place, as you can force back the enemy if he doesn't. We do also see Artemis coming through, so this could be a nice timing attack to actually get the earthquake down here. Because there is quite a few houses here, there's quite a few buildings. We haven't seen all the buildings, but you can imagine that there's more stables here, there's more archery ranges. This could be a really good spot to put an earthquake on, or he could just go for the main town center, making sure that he gets all of these military academies, houses down. If you know that an earthquake's coming, it's a good idea to get your houses around a circle a lot wider. It's easier said than done. It's something that you just automatically put them close to your town center to be more defended. But if you're against a player that's going to have earthquake, it's just something to keep in the back of your mind. Divine Blood coming through, really good late game tech. Basically gives villagers extra everything. It's the one you get by going through Aphrodite. So what comp is he going for? He's getting some hoplites out to match the hoplites of Magic, getting some Hippaspis for the counters, and the archers out, because archers can fire over this gold mine here. So we're seeing that a fortress is coming out to try and push out this gold mine, but you can see that TheMista is on every gold mine currently, so he knows if Magic's going to sneak one. He doesn't have this one, but it'd be very unlikely that he'd be managing to push through this bit to get to this one. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to just get a little cheeky wall over there. Cheeky wall coming up over the top as well. As we said earlier, just something nice to stop any villagers trying to go to that top gold mine. I mean, they wouldn't have anything to go with anyway. Mr. would easily see that one. And now he's just got to hold the advantage of having 4 town centers, having the extra eco with all his villagers, and then getting up in the tech lead as well. He just got to carry on making sure that he gets the gold staff happening. And we are seeing a good raid onto the town center of TheMista. He doesn't have fortified town centers, he doesn't have masons, and these are basically siege weapons. They go down so quick. Earthquake in the main base, military academies going down, town center going down, so many houses, down to 105 population. And this is when he can just send full force in onto the enemy units, sending some Hippaspis back to actually defend against his hoplites. Nice idea. And going to get the settlement back up. Just go full population, full send. Over here, Magic has to go for a gold mine. He just really has to. The same as he's got to check this one down here. What Mr. can probably do is drop a fortress down, which is exactly what he's doing to protect that. And that was a really nice play by the Mr. there. Just all about the map pressure. He decided to go for early map pressure to then get the second town center afterwards. But after he got those raids off, he was just in the lead anyway, or at least even. And then he just kept the map pressure for the whole time. All these open gold mines, really nicely closed off. And as soon as he got 4 town centers in, he just needed to bring home the win, basically. If you're enjoying this series and you want to see more, it's on EGC TV. I think for the next game, I want to watch Magic, just so we can go back and forth between them, because I think this is going to be a really close set. And I'll see you in the next one.